Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm glad you're tuning in. Another one of my renditions, another one of my opinions, another one of my takes on Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 4-5, episode 2813. Woo, I don't know where we at, but all I know is this was a humdinger episode. You know, there was some meeting of the minds and there was some minds meeting. It was mainly, talking about the Holts and the ex-Holts, and had some instigation, and we had some positive and negative energy there, as we will for the next 3, 4, 5 years, I guess. And we had a little bit of sincerity from the Scott brothers that did me in, y'all. So hopefully I won't be sniffling while I'm talking about it. That's, everybody talk about the word triggering and triggered and all that. It is when you've had some experience in your life, But let's go. Thanks again for tuning in. What they say, bienvenidos, that's Spanish for welcome. And all the other words. I ain't got no other word but welcome and bienvenidos. Oh boy, here we go. I'm all good for positive energy and reinforcing doing the right thing. I'm all about doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But Deaconess Van rubbed me the wrong way. I hear she's a fan favorite, but what I've been seeing on these blogs and interviews she's given, now that ain't got nothing to do with the episode, but a little bit of do, because it adds to her character as a person. It's real easy to sway the public when you profess to be God-fearing and you don't hoop and holler. But to me, she just like Miss Wanda, coming with the same BS to the listen. It could be a cut and paste situation, and I can be perturbed with the wrong person. However, she said it. You know what I'm saying? They say they ain't gonna film you unless you give them something to film. So I'm just gonna say it like I see it. I think Deaconess Van is full of sugar honey iced tea. We're both mothers. She's older than me. She's, a whole decade older than me, at least, from my understanding. Now, unless, Google is wrong with her age. Now, we weren't in the same elementary school together. When I was in elementary, she was in middle school. Well, we called it junior high. Okay. I just think she's wrong for for these instances of inciting division and bringing up bad energy, especially when Mel was trying to have good energy on this vacation for her cheering. Now, at the same time, you see Grandma Marlene. I got her name, y'all. I've been missing her name for I don't know how long. But, we got, Grandma Marlene, Martell's mama, giving positive energy. She's always trying to, even though Ish is bad over there, hello, Ish is bad, and that one little vacation ain't solved nothing. But what I can say is Grandma Marlene is always giving positive energy no matter what, because she know how bad it is. Ain't no need in raining on folks' parade like Deaconess Van do. And I just have a problem with it. And I see where Mel get her petty from. Because what Deaconess Van is putting out there in these Huntsville and YouTube and World Wide Web TV streets about her ex homie lover friend, Mr. Scott, it just ain't cool. Especially now both him and her, said some things about each other that are unflattering. To keep, bringing up stuff about this man that don't want to be talked about, it just gives me, hurt sugar mama, upset that he put her business out there that she's, obviously embarrassed about. I would be too. But on this trip, Deaconess Van is just feeding Mel bad energy when she should be, just not bringing up negativity. And ain't that what Mel told Martell? I'm just saying, I personally believe Mel talked to her mama about what I'm saying in private. Of course, you don't want to spray your mama in front of the whole world and kind of embarrass your mama like that in front of the World Wide Web TV. But I just feel and believe, as a mother, of a grown adult and having a mother too, I just feel like Deaconess Van needs to keep all of that, bringing up the negative energy out of the situation, because it doesn't help any. And perhaps, usually when you bring up negative energy, you're negative yourself. Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. Again, Deaconess Van is not the so-called saint or whatever people are making her out to be, or she's trying to portray a picture that she's this, Christian woman who has certain values. Girl, bye. You was busting. Shut up. Nah, I'm talking about nobody, mama. Because to me, her and Miss Wanda are just alike in that respect. I mean, Miss Wanda is out there. She's a little, uncouth. Well, she's a lot uncouth. But so is Miss, Deaconess Van. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. Anywho, so like I said, Grandma Marlene was giving Martell positive energy. She just want to enjoy her grandkids, have a good time. And later on, in the conversation, she had her a little taste of something. Towards the end, on the boat, on the yacht, when they were out there, grown folks talking. She said, I'm just having me a little taste of something. I'm just here to have a good time. I ain't trying to, had no problems with nobody. But I sure would have liked to see her read Deaconess Van like she read Mel at that lunch. I guess, like I said, Grandma Marlene was there to have a good time. She wasn't trying to start no ish or, bring up no negativity. Martell is feeling broke. Because he keep talking about Mel is throwing daggers and throwing the yacht up in his face and and just, he said, triggering him with certain things she's saying. Now I agree, Mel shouldn't bring up oh, why don't y'all play my song so we can listen to I get it. She's perturbed because him inviting unwanted guests. But, like she said at the dinner, you brought people here that I don't F with. So, it is what it is. But it's a way of saying things to get your point across. To me, I heard, like I just said, you brought people here I don't rock with and that you was in collusion with. And no, I wasn't feeling them. I was fine. She said I was fine before they came, and I was a lot better after they left. I don't blame her. Shoot, if you don't get out of my face with all that, oh Mel, and it's good to see y'all under one roof. Have fun. If you don't shut up and stop saying criterias, which are two MBAs. Shut up, Rich. All right. What was I saying? So I got my notes. I got me a whole new notepad, child, and ran out. I got me a whole new notepad. So yeah, it's all fresh and new and smelling all good. My new legal pad of notes, child. So yeah, Martell was in his feelings because Mel kept bringing up stuff, but hell, it's her trip. She can say what she want to say. You are there for the ride, sir. You can about face if you don't want to hear nothing I got to say. I heard that, but yeah, she was kind of wrong for bringing up the her songs because that upset. It's negative. It's negative about her baby dad. Her ex-husband. So I give Martell that, and that's about it. I don't remember nothing else she did. Oh boy. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna come back to them, but we're gonna move on to Maurice having a talk with his little brother, his little big brother, Marsau. Marsau out there plowing the fields and doing whatever he's doing in the yard and fixing up a yard. Like a fence is broke down or something, and he just taking care of things. And Maurice come over, and Maurice sits down and talks about his feelings about his wife, Kimmy. What's strange about that conversation? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Now I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be. Maurice was telling Marsau about Kimmy's diagnosis and prognosis and the feelings and things that are going on. He's pretty much been the designated person to tell folks according, because Kimmy don't want to go through all that. It's hard enough for her. She knows all the ins and outs. She's a registered nurse. I believe she's higher ups than just a registered nurse. I don't know her title. However, she is definitely a registered nurse, so she knows, she knows a lot more than she let known. So it's difficult. It's I get it. So Maurice is talking to Marsau about Kimmy, it seemed like they would have already had this conversation, or it just seems strange that Marsau hasn't reached back out to Kimmy once his wife told him what was going on. He made it seem like Tisha downplayed the situation. I don't know how much they meaning Maurice and Kimmy, have discussed her prognosis with Tisha, for Tisha to explain it to Marsau. But then again, it's probably triggering for Tisha since one of her aunts succumbed to, that diagnosis. So anyway, it's just a little weird that Marsau hasn't reached out. I don't know. I mean, as soon as you find out, you want to, hold, just let them know you're there, just give support and recognition of. But anyway, Maurice breaks down, and he's, it's one line that he said. It's one line that he said, and it really stuck with me. And I'm like, damn. He said he doesn't know if he should be strong or be real with his wife. And it's just, Man, that rings volumes, and you know, and how we've seen Maurice in the last 4-5 years. In the last 4-5 seasons. It's just weird in a way, because of course we've seen them be so masculine. I don't want to call it toxic masculinity, because I don't believe it that I don't believe their behaviors to be toxic masculinity. I see them just being strong men, raised to be there for their women, their families, and that's fine. You know, all the other mess that they've been doing, we ain't talking about that. I ain't bringing that up. But what he said at that moment, man, I don't know about anybody else, but that broke me down, because it just really puts it into perspective. Marsau just said, man, just, you know, let your wife know how you feel. But again, he doesn't want to let her down. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to let her down. But her saying this, if not already, she knows. You know, it's obvious. And, you know, he doesn't want to probably, you know, he probably doesn't want to upset her and make her feel, you know, anything other than how he's been making her feel. And when he said he felt guilty for possibly keeping her from going to the doctor based off of some insurance changes and whatnot. And I'm like, man, that ain't got nothing to do. If you listening, Maurice, if this gets to you, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That was there. And if you don't know, precancerous cells can live in someone and not be activated until it's activated by some chemical reaction of sorts. So, you know, whether or not she had the test then, or whether or not she had the test at the time she had the test. At the time she had the test was when she found out. So, like Marsau said, don't even fret over that. Don't even worry yourself. But, you know, he's just trying to fix things. He's trying to find a fix for all of this. And he said he can't. So he's just mulling it over his mind, you know, about what he could have done to prevent this. And there's nothing you could do to prevent it. It is what it is, sir. So yeah, they had a real touching moment, and I'm pretty sure it probably broke down a lot of other people too, like it broke me down when I saw it for the first time. So that was pretty much it about, you know, everything else. Now we back to the yacht, y'all. We back to the holts and the grandmas and the deaconesses and all that. So yeah, so like I mentioned, Grandma Marlene was, you know, she finally got her little taste of something that we saw. Woo-wee. Anyway, so the 40 and the grown folks are sitting outside, and they just going, you know, off about, not going off AWF, but, you know, just talking, chat-chitting about things. And Deaconess Van starts the pity party and drama. Here she go. What is wrong with her? Can't she just say something without having to dredge up some old hurt feelings and whatnot, not what? But in that conversation, Melody brought up to Martell about, you know, him being bullied when he was little. And he mentioned how he, you know, just had to deal with it. And Grandma Marlene was like, listen, I was working 2 jobs, and if the kitchen wasn't clean, I was folks getting a whooping. So, you know, she probably didn't have or was not equipped to handle those types of issues. And, now this part may be a little toxic. I hate saying that because sometimes that can be misconstrued. But, different times call for different situations. And as we evolve as a society, we start to right the wrongs of yesteryear. And I'm not saying Grandma Marlene was wrong, but she probably just wasn't aware of how to deal with something like that, considering she working 2 jobs and kids in the house, and her house had to be clean and she wasn't there. So, hey, it sounded like she was a single parent. It sounded like she was the only parent, period. So she had to make it happen, Captain. And talking about you getting bullied. I mean, I think a lot of us as parents, like, listen, they hit you, you hit them back and make sure they don't get up. That's what I was told. Now, I'm pretty sure he had to, navigate and do things how he needed to do them as a kid. And I don't think his mom purposefully or didn't want to. Like I mentioned, she probably just didn't, know how to take care of, certain things other than take care of her family. Not to fault her, but then, at the same time, when Mel brought that up in her confessional, she really faulted Grandma Marlene, like she failed her kid or something, trying to make it, to me, it's what it seemed like. She tried to make it seem like, Grandma Marlene wasn't taking care of her kids. I'm like, girl, you barking up the wrong tree, boo-boo. And on the strength of Grandma Marlene, that's not for you to say on worldwide national television. That's something that you can have a conversation with your mama about. But again, she's probably just a petty mess she probably got from her mama, just to have some get back because she was read A through Z at that lunch when she was told she was spoiled. But yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. It's like Grandma Marlene failed as a parent or something when Martell had problems. I don't know. Then we go into Martell want to talk to Mel, at the dinner when they go to the restaurante. Mel is like, oh, no, and didn't just get us a table by ourselves. She's steady trying to have fun, and she don't want to, like she told her mama, I ain't trying to have no serious discussions on this vacation. But there he go. Surprisingly enough, he just wanted to see where and why Mel, started to withdraw. But she's like, listen, this is about some head. I ain't got time for no Scully conversations. I'm sick and talking about Scully. Sick and tired of talking about Scully. Hell. And she said, well, did I give you Scully? And he was like, yeah. And she said, well, what are we talking about? So pretty much, he reeled it in and gave a wonderful summation that I think we all been waiting to hear him say. He is 100% accountable for the failure of their marriage, no matter what Mel thought, did, reacted to, whatever she did. He is the sole proprietor of failure of their marriage. And I know I'm happy to hear it and hear him say it. And he sounded, mature about it. And I'm glad he sounded mature about it. And she looked very pleased through all of that. She said, I receive it, with a smile. And it looked like that was a relief on her little chocolate self. And I am just I was like, oh shoot, growth. Now, was this before or after he put his daughter as recording for the whole world to hear? Hey, here I go adding fuel to the fire. I just want to know, because Mel is talking about long as you change and things have changed and we can move forward. He ain't sending me pictures of what coulda, shoulda, woulda, and what we were. She ain't trying to hear none of that. She don't care. She is over him and his his new family, child. She is done. I would be too. We had all that history, child. Couldn't be me. I wouldn't invite you no doggone where. You can't even come over my house. Oh, that's a long time to be with somebody. But then again, she participated with the last 6-7 years, however long that was, girl. That's why I be saying, why do folks accept cheating and all this mess if that's not what you want in your relationship? You can't. A cheater is gonna cheat. Period. I don't, and they're gonna learn how to cheat better until they just until you done with them. It's just gonna happen. Male, female, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm so glad he said that. It's like a relief, ain't it? Y'all think it's a relief? So yeah, they both agree. Mel pretty much summed it up after the dinner the next day. I think it was on the patio, and he came out to bother her again, child, while she trying to relax. So they both, agreed to no. She brought it up. No more talking about the past. We just want to move forward. Stop trying to dredge up what transpired because somebody was and the other person wasn't. Sick and tired of hearing it. And I don't blame her. What good is it gonna do if we ain't trying to get back to nothing? So what? I don't care. Whatever, fool. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. Next episode is child. Ooh. Tisha cussing at her husband and because he invited Mel to their little whatever drinks or whatever they having, and Marsau bringing up her mama and his brother, and she don't want to talk about that. I don't blame her. Don't talk about my mama. Don't talk about her. Period. Don't talk about my mama. I'm here. What you want to talk about me? And she was really done up. It was like she was in full drag. And the way her face was done up, girl. And the wig to boot. But anyway, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 5, episode 13, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you. And let me know what you think. Did you see it? Am I giving you your first taste of the episode? Child, if go watch it if you ain't watched it. Like I said, it's a little tearjerker when Maurice and Marsau was talking, but at the same time, we get a better understanding, about how Maurice is, with his, with the current state of affairs. So yeah, that was a good episode, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting my life. A lot of folks don't want to look at the series or don't want to mess with them, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It's all good. It's all good over her. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and catch y'all my outro.